Welcome to our 2025 Jules' favorite thing. We are so incredibly excited that you're here. We wish you a very Merry Christmas. So, if you don't know, I'm Christina Williams, and I am a diamond with Plexus, and we love this team. Oh, hold on. And we're so glad that you're here. So, we're going to start. You're going to get to hear from several of the top level leaders in our team, and we are going to be bringing you our very top tips. Okay. So, my top tip is to learn how to develop discipline. Now, I'm kind of cheating because I just taught a whole book study about this topic, but it's the tip I would have chosen anyway. So, here's what I mean when I say develop discipline. Discipline is simply choosing what you want most over what you want now. Most of the time, as Americans, we have been so spoiled to think that what I want now trumps all. I should get to have that. What I want now takes the cake. It's what I want when I want it, get it as quick as possible. But discipline requires you to choose what you want most. And most of the time, what you want most, it's going to require you to sacrifice what you want now. So if you're thinking about discipline with your kids or nutrition goals or fitness goals or marriage goals, what you want most means that you might have to sacrifice what you want right now. And so I would implore you to develop the habit of becoming a disciplined person. It all starts with developing an identity around being disciplined. So if you need somewhere to start, in John Maxwell's Developing, this is killing me. John Maxwell's Developing the Leader Within You 2.0, there's a whole chapter on discipline. It would be worth your $8.99 on Amazon to get the book for that chapter alone. I am not kidding you. Because if you don't develop discipline, your emotions will win. Your emotions will win. They'll win in this business, and I'm telling you, they don't have to. You absolutely can master your emotions, and I hope that you will. So, before I pass to the next jewel, I get to choose a prize. You guys were supposed to drop gifts or GIFs or whatever they're called on our post. And so my prize winner, they are getting, okay, this is my favorite cup in the house, in the whole house. My kids know it, my husband knows it, nobody touches it. It's literally my own. The first one I owned of this was given to us in Hawaii by Plexus, and I broke mine. So I bought myself a new one. But this is called a Brewmate cup. Now, I'm a cheapskate. I probably would have never paid $50 for a cup until I was given one. But y'all, you can close the cup, shake it. It doesn't spill. I can mix all my supplements up in here, has a straw, and then you just unclose it. It's telling you it's the best thing ever. You can close it, carry it, park it, put it in a bag, throw it in a suitcase to the airport. It's amazing. So my winner, if she's on it, let me see if she's here. I didn't check. Mackenzie Phillips, are you here? If you're not, you just miss out on an awesome cup. Mackenzie, speak up. Are we here?
She's here.
All right. Well, Mackenzie, send me your address and your color preference, and I will send you my favorite cup. And because those of you who want to know if I'm still a cheapskate, Brewmate has a coupon. Thank you very much today, 20% off. So if you need a cup, go get it. Okay. Passing right along to one of our new jewels, Miranda Merchant. You're up.
Hello, everybody. I'm going to piggyback off of what Christina said, except specifically to discipline in regards to telling your time where to go instead of it just letting your day run you. So I want to start by saying I have done it both ways this year. I've had weeks where I did not time block at all. I told myself it felt way more flexible and fun to just do whatever I wanted in the moment. And what actually happened is I felt very overwhelmed and very scattered, and I did not get the things done that I wanted to get done. And so I also had months where I did time block. And I actually honored what I wrote down, and the difference was very, very big. So I had better results in my business. I felt more joy in my marriage and with my kids, and my house just felt more like put together. So just like choosing your priorities and then making time for them, both for your business and outside your business. So for me, that looked like if I said I was going to get on the 30, 30 and 30 and I was going to work afterwards, like I was going to wake up to my alarm. I was going to work from 5 until 6 a.m. But then the same thing, like if I put on my time block that from 3:30 to 6:30 was going to be family time, then I wasn't like scheduling a quick call or answering a quick message. So just being very disciplined with where my time was. And I get that like I think sometimes we think like, oh yeah, that's really great, but like I have little kids and I have all these things that come up and I do too. But what I found is it's a lot easier to um like adjust your schedule versus just constantly reacting all day long. So that's my tip. Time block, manage your time. I am giving away Bamba slippers. I don't know if anybody has those. They're my favorite. I forgot mine in Wisconsin over Thanksgiving, and I'm really sad about it. So when I order yours, I'm gonna order myself another pair. But the winner is Megan Massart. Massart? I'm not sure how you pronounce your last name. Megan, are you on? I think I saw you. Is Megan on? It says she's here. She's here. Yay. Okay. If you want to just shoot me a message and then you can pick out a color and I will send those to you. And then who is up next? April, I believe.
Yep, I'm up. All right, so I'm going to do a little bit of storytelling and I'm going to try to keep within the time limit. So this past year, I made a decision that became one of the most transformational things I've done for myself and my business. I started studying me, my personality, my wiring, the gifts God gave me, and the reasons I do things the way I do. And in that process, I uncovered something very recently, and I now call it my April cycle. It's a pattern I've lived with without even realizing it. And it's actually showed up early. So I almost minored in Spanish during undergrad, but I got one course away and it got too hard and I withdrew from the class. Later, when I didn't get into grad school, the first time around, I immediately started looking for safer or easier paths like online courses. Not because I didn't care, but because I didn't want to fail. And so my cycle has always been the same my entire life. High expectations, pressure, feeling not enough, and then quietly withdrawing to protect myself. Can anyone else relate? So I didn't quit, but I faded. And God brought that pattern front and center a couple of weeks ago, and He used fitness in my life to break it. So last year, my husband and I took a very dreamy trip to New York City at Christmas time, and we decided to take a live in-studio Peloton course. We took it with an instructor called Olivia. If you know anything about the Peloton, you knew it was going to kick our butts, but did it ever? But instead of looking left and right, feeling bad for myself or letting that like defeated feeling take over me, I walked out of the studio and told my husband 2025 is going to be my most consistent fitness year ever. And it was. I didn't miss a week this entire year, you guys. And that was like the biggest aha moment in my life because somewhere in that rhythm of faithfulness with my fitness, it rewired me. And I realized I'm not the woman who fades anymore. I'm the woman who stays, the woman who grows, who shows up even when it's messy. And here's why this matters to you. Self-awareness will fuel your consistency. Consistency will build your faith, and faithfulness will transform you into a leader. Most women don't get stuck, y'all, in this business because they aren't capable. They get stuck because they never name their cycle. So for some, it's comparison. Some it's overthinking. Some have people-pleasing cycles. Others have the all or nothing pattern. And some start strong and start to disappear as life gets chaotic. But once you see your pattern, and you name that cycle, then you get to be more self-aware and choose differently. So when you feel like you want to pull back, listen to this. That's not failure. That's an invitation to grow. So God isn't asking for perfection. My type one's perfection is hard, right? But He is asking for faithfulness in the quiet seasons, in the small things when no one else sees. So consistency changed me long before success did. And I hope my story gives you permission to understand your own cycle and step into the woman of God who is shaping you to be. All right, so with that, I am going to be giving out these beautiful, I don't know if you can see them. They're Kate Spade stud earrings, and I love them because I can dress them up or dress them down. So I literally will wear them when I'm working out, and I'll wear them to church or date night or whatever else. So my giveaway is going to, I have been practicing her name for the last few minutes, Jeannie Coleus. Did I say that correctly? Are you on tonight?
I am.
Okay, perfect. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
DM me your address and I will send them your way. And with that, I'm passing it to Terry.
All right. Well, thank you. Well, it's funny because we kind of talked about this, April, but I'm going to piggyback off of what you said. So just something that I have learned in this season, and something that I want to pass on to y'all is learning to embrace the stretch. And when I say the stretch, I'm talking about the season where you're doing the things, you're doing the work, you're showing up, you're posting, you're reaching out, you're being consistent in the most important things, but the results are not lining up yet. And so it's those moments where you catch yourself thinking, maybe this is not for me. Maybe I am not cut out for this, or maybe this is just not the plan, right? But here is what I have learned. That uncomfortable season, if you choose to lean into it, is where you're going to be shaped into the leader you need to be for what is coming. And I will be real, I'm always real with y'all. There have been plenty of times over the last few years where the easiest thing would have been for me to believe the lies and convince myself this wasn't working. But when you get so crystal clear on who you want to become, y'all, everything changes. And for me, going back to the Terry that I was 6 years ago is simply not an option. So leaning into that stretch, that became part of my growth plan, part of becoming a stronger leader, a steadier leader, or someone who is more confident. And if you look at every jewel on this call, y'all, we are all so completely different. But the one thing that we have in common is we've embraced the stretch. We did not get here because everything lined up perfectly or because it was easy or we just got lucky. We got here because we kept going in spite of the hard. And I can guarantee you, every one of them will say, we're still embracing the stretch right now. And I will tell you this, something that I had to change. The moment I stopped asking myself, why is this happening to me? And I started asking myself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow because of this? My whole mindset, like the way I think, completely changed. Because here's what I know, and I know this to my bones. Your next rank up, your next business builder, your next energy, your next momentum, it is almost always hidden inside the season you're tempted to walk away from. And to me, that is exciting because it means there is purpose in that stretch, even when you cannot see it yet. So my tip is, when you feel that tension, when things feel slower than you hoped, when you feel stretched, don't talk yourself out of your potential. Lean in, embrace it, and let it grow you and prepare you for what is ahead, because that is the season that you can be developed into the leader that your future team will need. So, with that said, do I tell my prize first or my person? My prize, my prize. Okay, so y'all, don't laugh at me. There is somebody on this call that is getting this for Christmas. They already know they're getting it for Christmas. They want it. They would never pay for it. And it is one of my favorite things. And if you've never had this, then you don't understand. But when you get it, you will. So, Tyler detergent. Y'all, listen, this is some bougie, smelling good detergent. Every time I have this on, which this is what I wash my clothes in. Like, I'm definitely not going to use this bougie stuff on my kids' clothes because that's mine. I always get the most compliments. Like, they know it's Tyler washing. So I hope y'all like the bougie detergent. And my winner is Hannah Cook. And I know she's on. I saw her name. Okay, good. See, Dr. Nina knows. Yep. I love it. Okay. All right. And I am passing it on to Michelle.
Great. Hey, everybody. I think you're going to notice a subtle theme here. And I'm building on what April and Terry said. And you all know me, I'm all about vision, right? And what do you see? And, the potential in front of you and all the things. But here's the thing, my top tip for you. It's the flip side of the coin of vision. Instead of focusing on the actual vision, the next rank up, the next finding your next builder. It is instead of focusing how far you can go, do what John Maxwell says. Focus on how far you can grow. Your vision is one thing, right? But who do you need to become to actually realize that vision? Who do you need to become? What skill do you need to have? What character trait do you need to develop? Because here's the thing, our current level of thinking and our current level of activity is not going to get us there. And that's not necessarily saying do more, but it's where do I need to grow? And this is where that self-awareness piece comes in that April was talking about. Taking time to really evaluate who do you need to become? Is it like Miranda said, growing in managing your priorities and your time? Is it developing consistency? Because as we focus on becoming the best version of who God has created us to be and really, wanting to grow our potential, that is when the magic starts to happen. And then we're not so focused on what you don't have. It actually becomes soul fulfilling because you are moving towards the Lord, you're moving towards growth and you're moving towards serving people. So instead of letting, the destination be what you focus on all the time, focus on growth and who you need to become because they're one and the same. They're one and the same. It's two sides of the same coin. So that's my top tip. Focus on how far you can grow and becoming the absolute best person because it really is just like Terry said, not just embracing the stretch, but embracing who you're becoming and not looking to the right, looking to the left. What is she doing? What is her strength? But who has God created you to be? Because there's people that you need to reach that I can't reach, that Terry can't reach, that Brittany can reach. You have to develop you, and in so doing, you're going to find so much soul fulfillment that you will become contagious. And that's the kind of leader that people want to join. So, how far can you grow? That's my top tip. And one of my favorite things, April and I are so much on the same wavelength, is this beautiful Kate Spade wristlet. I don't know if you can see with my fabulous Christmas background, but it is this beautiful kind of pearlescent off-white that goes with everything. I love Kate Spade and I love a good wristlet. You can throw your phone and your credit cards and boom, be done. And my winner is Krista Nelson. Krista, are you on here?
Oh my gosh, yes. Thank you so much.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Shoot me your
Oh,
address
that's
and
so
I'll pop it in the
beautiful.
mail.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, and I am passing it off to Amber.
All right. Well, hello, everybody. I'm going to give you guys a heads up. If I sound like I just ran a marathon, it is because this baby is inside my rib cage right now. So I apologize ahead of time. But so I am also following the flow of vision and belief because over the past year, one of the biggest shifts that I've made in my business is learning to actually pour my belief and vision into the people around me. So last year, I had a lot of vision for myself, but I kept it quiet. I wasn't sharing where I wanted to go, and I wasn't speaking the vision I had for others out loud to them. And I realized if I'm not talking about where I'm going, how can anyone come with me? And if I'm not telling my team what I see in them, how are they going to believe it for themselves? So I started doing something very simple, but it felt very uncomfortable to me, which was I got very vulnerable. I started sharing my real vision with people, like my future I'm building for my family, the stability, the freedom I'm working towards, and the impact I want to make. And I also started telling people what I saw in them, their strengths, their leadership, the qualities that make them like very much capable in this business. And in doing all of these things, this also changed how I was talking to my prospects. So, because people can feel when you're genuinely excited about what's actually possible, and it changed my conversations because belief is 100% contagious. And it changed my builders because when you consistently speak vision into someone, they start to see it for themselves and they start to feel it themselves. So, if there's one thing that I've learned, it's this: people are going to borrow our belief before they have their own. And when we lead with our vision, ours and theirs actually, momentum will almost always follow when you're doing that. So if you're wondering on how to go and do this, Michelle, who just spoke, actually led a wonderful book study last week all about vision. I have been thinking about that book study this entire week leading up to this call because I'm like, it is so important to be able to speak your vision into people. And then obviously for yourself too. So anyway, with that being said, I am giving away. So I'm a big blanket person. I love like soft, big, cozy blankets. So I am giving away a BedSure faux rabbit fur blanket or like throw. And my winner is Jana Thompson. So Jana, are you on here?
That's me.
Yay!
I'm
All
Jana
right.
Thompson Reeves, unless there's another Jana Thompson.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I'm like, I know, I know you as Jana Thompson Reeves. Can you
Yay!
send me your address and I will get that shipped to you ASAP? Um,
Awesome.
and then I am passing it along to Lisa.
Okay, can everybody hear me? Hopefully you can. Okay, so today I wanted to share something that has completely changed the way that I show up in Plexus and, honestly, probably for my entire life. I wrote a mantra in June of 23 and said it out loud almost every day, thinking that I understood what it was that I was saying. But on April 22nd of this year, and y'all notice that we're talking about almost 2 entire years, something finally healed in my head. I'd been saying the same words for months, and suddenly every single one of them was true. It was like my mind finally caught up with what my mouth had been saying all along. And so that's what I learned, that you cannot outperform your mindset. You can reach out, you can follow up, you can post, read the books, do all the things. But if deep down you don't believe that you're capable, worthy, or called to do this, your actions will always default right back to what you truly believe in your heart. I had a scarcity mindset, especially about myself. My self-worth and my confidence were as low as like gum on the bottom of a shoe. And I trusted other people's opinions, some just perceived, and then also the enemy's lies, so much more than I trusted God's truths about me. And that's even though I love Jesus with all my heart, soul, mind, and strength. But when that mindset flipped, when the belief finally took root, my actions changed first. And with those new actions came something that I'd been missing for a really long time, and that's clarity and purpose. And so maybe you're like me and you have no idea how to even start a mantra. Google it and find one that has a good cadence and matches right where you're at right now. And then tailor each of those sentences to you specifically. Put it on a poster board, hang it on your wall, say it every day, out loud, even when you don't feel like it. Say it until it becomes you. And one day it'll stop being just a pep talk and it'll start feeling really like your identity. And so the thing that I'm giving away today is this really fancy curling iron that I just love. My daughter gave it to me. It rotates automatically, and then it also has a timer, and it beeps when it's time for each curl to come out. And I just love it. And I just think that you could just make your hair just curly and fresh like this too. And my winner is Leanne Campbell. Is she on here? I think she is.
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. Send me your
Thank you.
address. Yes, I'm just going to have it shipped directly to you. So,
Okay, thank you.
yeah, you're welcome. And I'm going to pass it on now to my friend Angela.
Thank you, Lisa. That was so good. So hope you can hear me too, because Wi-Fi is sketchy sometimes. But yeah, so really jumping right on to what Lisa was sharing, it is so awesome that the Lord has been doing the same thing in our minds and in our hearts, Lisa. So the same thing, I have been having my affirmations and sharing, trying to pray and walk and every day just saying my mantra, if you will, or my affirmations. But it was like, I just even felt like, what am I doing? For the longest time, it was like, am I just doing this? Is this because I don't want to just say, name it, claim it. But really, I really discovered, no, I'm training my mind. I'm renewing my mind. I'm causing my mind to actually believe what I'm repeating. This is why the Lord tells us to do this. So I have been in a season the last 2 years, really, of sifting and refining. And the Lord has been stretching my faith and having me in certain scriptures like Isaiah 54, which talks about praising before the breakthrough, singing loud and praising before the breakthrough even comes for the barren woman who hasn't born children. And then the Lord tells her, for you're going to bear more children, like they're going to conquer nations. I'm going to show you that I'm your redeemer. And then he tells her later in the chapter, stretch your tent pegs to the left and the right. I'm going to expand you. And the Lord is showing me how he's expanding my mind, my faith, and my thinking. And so what I want to take y'all to is how this connects with our belief. Okay, so the Lord recently showed me John 11:40. Like I found the scripture and I was just like, oh my gosh. And what happened in my heart was, and let me read the verse first because y'all are like, what is that? Some of you might have it memorized, but let me read it. Did I not say that if you would believe that you will see the glory of God? And when Jesus is speaking this, he's obviously connecting that. If you believe, you will see the glory of God. And so what happened with me is it was like a connection that we don't see first with our eyes. We see first with our beliefs. And that is where it connects in our mindset. Our mindset is our thoughts, our focus, our expectations, the beliefs that we lead from every day. And Lisa was hitting on some of this, but it will affect everything we're doing. And just like she was saying, if I'm constantly telling myself the story, I can't do this. No one's following me. Everybody ignores me. Nobody wants to do this with me, right? Whatever it is, fill in the blank. My team isn't growing. Then it's going to become the lens that we see everything through. If we are constantly believing everyone rejects me, nobody likes me, everywhere we go, no matter what is happening, we're only going to see the negative, and that becomes the stronghold in our minds. And so Proverbs 23:7 says, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Who I become and how I lead will always flow from what I am thinking on the inside. And so the thing I've also realized is, and some of you might have read Dr. Caroline Leaf's Switch on Your Brain or listen to the Audible. It is so good, y'all, because the way our brain works is actually it's wired to look for evidence to support whatever your belief is. The core stronghold or belief in your mind, your brain's going to constantly find evidence to back that up. So it's very important to have that mantra, to have those affirmations, to memorize scripture, to get in the word, to get close to the fire, to be on these calls, to be, whatever that is for you, to renew your mind, to take those thoughts captive. It is so key, y'all. And in renewing that thought to becoming a stronghold based on believing, even if we can't see it yet. And so if my belief is rooted in limitation, what am I going to see, right? My brain's going to be like, I can't do it. I can't do it. But if we are renewing that mind and renewing and taking those thoughts captive, right? And leaning in to allowing the process to help us and let the Lord stretch our faith and begin to believe and listen, like again, the podcast, all the ways we can renew our minds in this business, it is going to help you to really believe those things. You're going to show up differently. It made a huge difference for me when I stopped looking at just my back office points and just how it looks right now on the outside to really saying, Lord, give me eyes of faith. I'm beginning to process this and now have a lens of a leader. I'm going to show up like it's already there. I'm believing for these women you have that want to do this with me. And that has changed everything for the way I'm beginning to help people. And that's why it's so essential to do this. One last thing I just wanted to jump into at the very end here was something I was thinking about this last week, was about the boy that came to Jesus with the 5 loaves and the 2 fish. Now, I want you to think about this. Sometimes we might look at what we have and be like, is this really enough? Am I really a good enough leader? Well, I don't have experience. Well, I don't know how it's ever going to get to that point, right? There's all these things we could be thinking, which a lot of the disciples were that day. But yet that boy has these fish and loaves, like, and there's a crowd of like over more than 5,000 people. 5,000 was just the men, okay? So imagine he has faith enough to bring that to Jesus and say, here, I have this. And the Lord was just speaking to me about this. Like, listen, we may not know how the 5,000 are going to be fed, but we can come with what we have. And if we have that kind of faith, that was where the miracle began, y'all. It didn't start with the multiplication. It started with the young boy who came and said, he could do something with this that I can't even imagine. Like his limitation did not keep him from offering that small amount of food. And that impacted, right? More than 5,000 people that day. So I'm going to leave with you this, that the yes begins in the mind and that you can change the way you're thinking. It's not too late. You can do this. All right. Now I'm going to tell you what my gift is. So Kendra Scott, I'm a big fan. I love the necklaces, y'all. And so this is a Kendra Scott necklace. And I don't even know how to say that color, but it's so pretty, y'all. So pretty. This is what I'm giving away. And my winner, me. Okay, if she's on, Madeline Travis.
I'm here.
Yay!
Thank you.
Yay. Okay, send me your address. I'll get that to you. And I am going to pass it on to Abby.
All right. Awesome. Well, thank you, Angela. That was fantastic. So I am going to get vulnerable with you guys because vulnerability is actually something that I'm working on. But what I've been learning this year is separating my identity from achievement. And Angela touched a little bit on this, but I've always, as you guys know, been wired to work hard, do things with excellence, but somehow along the way, I started letting my results tell me who I was. And I didn't realize how heavy that was until I started noticing some patterns. When I found myself leading from insecurity, it showed up everywhere. If someone didn't respond to a message, I assumed I messed up. If my points dipped, I questioned whether I was even cut out to be a diamond or if my points would ever move forward. If another leader was having big wins, I'd question myself, not because I wasn't happy for her, but because I felt like I didn't measure up. It even showed up in quieter places. Like if I had a call with a business prospect and they didn't end up joining me, I would instantly think, was it me? Did I do something wrong? Or when I was leading people with different personalities on my team, I'd find myself wondering, am I enough? Do I have what they need? Can I really help them? And what I've had to remind myself over and over is at the end of the day, it's not about me. It's about helping others become the best version of themselves, not by me having all the answers, but by helping them grow in their own self-awareness and confidence. And that's where the shift into identity-based mindset has changed so much for me. Identity says you're called, you're equipped, your worth isn't earned by results, it's already settled. And from that place, you guys, this feels completely different. Insecurity reacts, but identity, it builds. When a message now goes unanswered, I don't spiral, and if I do, it's a quicker recovery. When numbers rise or fall, I stay steadier. My worth is found in Christ, not in my virtual office. When someone else wins, I can genuinely celebrate them and even learn from them. And when I coach, I'm not trying to prove something, I'm trying to develop someone. For me, it's become less about hustling harder and more about asking better questions. How can I grow my leadership lens and expand it? How can I help someone else become more confident and self-aware? How can I support the people in front of me without feeling like I need to be everything for them? So leading from identity is calmer, it's steadier, and honestly so much more impactful. And it helps me show up for my team without carrying the heavy weight of needing to be perfect. It's also allowed me to partner with people in a way that feels healthier, more sustainable, and meaningful, and it really does make all the difference. So, insecurity makes growing a business feel impossible, but identity makes it feel very possible. All right, so tonight I'm going to be giving away, and no, it is not a robe. I know, shocking. That was definitely a second choice. But I'm going to be giving away a neck massager, and it is amazing, and it's heated, and there's different settings, and you're just going to have the most relaxing holiday. And so I'm going to send that to you, and my winner is, if she's on, Jenny Crumley. Are you here? You are. Okay, awesome. PM me your address and I'd be happy to send it out to you, and I hope you enjoy it. Merry Christmas. And next, Emily. Emily is next.
Okay. Hey y'all. So one thing that has really been front of my heart, front of my mind lately is this idea of faithful work. Just showing up with intention, even when we're not seeing the full picture yet, when goals are not happening like we thought, or hadn't fully taken shape, or things are not going as quickly as we'd like, all of those things. But staying faithful in that space is huge. It's easy to stay faithful when everything's going right? But we want to stay faithful when things are not going exactly like we had planned. So there's this verse in the Bible, I don't know where it is, but it says, Lord, I believe, but please help my unbelief. And I say that out loud a lot. It stays in my heart, front of mind. Not because I'm necessarily lacking belief, even though I think all of our belief kind of goes, fluctuates a little sometimes. But I say it a lot because I want God to stretch my belief, to stretch my faith, and help me believe for the bigger that He has. Because one thing that I know beyond a shadow of a doubt is that His what He has for us is always bigger than our circumstances or what we, have the vision to see in front of us. And this business that we're in mirrors that so well, because we don't always see the fruit of the seeds that we plant right away. We don't always see the impact of the messages or the conversations or just the quiet consistency. People don't see those things, and we don't always see the fruit of it. But God sees that unseen work, and He honors it. He honors the unseen work. And so faith is not something that we just have, right? I mean, we all do have a measure of faith, but faith is something that we practice. It's a muscle, and the more we use it, the stronger it gets. And this work, this business that we are in, gives us lots and lots of opportunities to flex and strengthen our faith muscle. So we get lots of chances to do that for sure. But honestly, one of the things that keeps my faith the strongest is staying plugged in and connected to our community. It has been one of the biggest things all throughout my 10 years here is just staying connected and plugged in to our community. And the reason is we get to borrow belief from each other on our high days, our low days, days when we're tired. We get to celebrate wins together and remember why we're here. And there's something really powerful about being surrounded by people who are growing and dreaming and praying and pushing forward right alongside you, right? Because we all have our own businesses, but we're in this together. We're rowing together. And so, my encouragement for you is to keep growing your faith in God and in this work that He's placed in your hands because He has placed this in our hands, y'all. He has given us this business to make an impact. And keep taking those small, consistent, and faithful steps and keep leaning into our community because you don't have to do this alone. We have something really awesome and really special here. So lean in. And just remember, you are called, you are capable, and you are part of something really, really special. And I'm just really looking forward to see what God does in this next year, in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, as we keep planting these seeds with big faith because He's a God who keeps His promises and He has definitely promised that we will harvest what we plant. So that's what I have to say. And I am giving away tonight one of my favorite things. I love bracelets and jewelry and all the things. And so I'm giving away these J. Crew little bangle stretchy, I don't know what they are, beaded bracelets, but I love them. I have several sets. And my winner tonight is Taylor Vreeland. Are you on, Taylor? Oh, there's Taylor. She is here. Yay. Okay, well, shoot me a message with your address and I will get these right out to you. Next up is Brittany. Take it away.
Thank you, Emily. That was so good. Okay, so I am last tonight and I'm going to close this out. And what I want to leave you with tonight is that this is the business that you don't just build it. It doesn't just build your dreams. It doesn't just bring your vision to reality, but this is a business that if you build it, it builds you. And everything that you have heard these jewels share tonight is a reflection of that. The fact that this is the business that builds you. If you continue to grow, I gotta take these off, y'all. If you continue to work hard and grow this business, it's going to build you. So everything that was listed on, and these jewels, y'all, they have had to work really hard to get to where they are at. You don't become a jewel by accident. You don't become a jewel through, showing up part-time. I mean, not part-time. Sometimes. You can definitely show up part-time, but you can't show up sometimes if you seriously want to grow. So these jewels have worked hard and they're sharing with you lessons learned through building this business. And every aspect, like each one of them have a different aspect of how the business has grown them, stretched them, developed them, taught them, made them uncomfortable, but ultimately has forced them to grow. And I don't just mean financially, although that does happen, but also you just grow as a person. So, like Christina talked about having to develop discipline. You are going to have to develop discipline in this business because you don't have a boss. There's no one holding you accountable to your goals. It's your business, it's your paycheck, and it is totally up to you. And so, discipline is required. Time management is required, like Miranda talked about. Self-awareness. I mean, I've grown so much in self-awareness this year, and I've been doing this business for 12 years and I've been a diamond for 5 of those, and I would say I have grown more in self-awareness in this one single year than I have every other year of my life combined. For starters, I discovered that I'm actually not an Enneagram 6. I'm an Enneagram 3.
And that blew my mind. And I literally had to take an entire week to process that. And like my whole life flashed before my eyes. But it made everything about everything make sense. And so I have also grown in self-awareness, and I have discovered like my strengths and also more of my weaknesses and where I need to grow. And that is because of this business and my desire to grow here. Leaning into being stretched, like Terry talked about, and just embracing the discomfort, that's persistence. That is resilience. That is growth. And that is why this is a business that builds you. Who do you need to become, like Michelle talked about? That's exactly what this business is going to show you. It will highlight very clearly for you who you need to become, okay? Having the boldness to share your vision, like Amber talked about, becoming more vulnerable, like Abby talked about, or being a leader who casts vision for other people. These are all things that you learn how to do through this business. Amber wasn't sharing those things because she was born that way. She's sharing those things with you because that's what she learned how to do this year. And she became a jewel this year. And so she didn't just wake up that way. It's something she had to learn, which means it's something you also can learn, right? And then just self-talk and renewing your mind and mindset and dwelling on the truth, like Lisa talked about and Angela talked about. This business is going to be a battle in your mind. Like every single day is going to be a battle in your mind, and you will have to choose to fight the battle in your mind and not let the unintentional negative thoughts that we all have win, because they're not the truth. And I think Christina said on the last call, our feelings are not always trustworthy, and neither are our thoughts, right? So we have to intentionally choose to dwell on the truth in order to grow this business, which is why this is a business that is going to build you. Growing through insecurity, like Abby talked about, and leading with confidence in who you are, that all goes back to self-awareness and knowing who you are. And you're going to discover that as you work and as you build and as you grow and as you, like Emily talked about, link arms with other people who are doing the same thing. You're going to link arms with like-minded people who are different than you. They might be like-minded in that they're rowing in the same direction, but they're different than you. And so what's going to come up is comparison, like Abby talked about, and like feeling like, am I good enough? I'm not her. I'm not this. And so all of these are things that we all have to choose to grow through. And so all of these things that you heard from the jewels tonight, these are all reasons why this is the business that builds you, and why I think we would all agree that we're very, very thankful for it, because we definitely do want to make as much money as possible, because money is a resource and a tool that changes lives and gives us options and gives us freedom and is a blessing. But also, what is a blessing is who we're becoming in the process. And that is invaluable. That is something you can't put a dollar sign on, is who we become in the process of building this business. And it is the thing that makes this business unique and set apart from other business models out there or other opportunities that you could pursue. And because of the community, like Emily talked about, because we all are like-minded and we do share values, and we want the same things, and we want to do things with integrity and with excellence and in a way that truly serves others. We feel safe here. We feel safe, we feel empowered, we help each other, we edify each other, we encourage each other, and we are the fire for each other. So you'll hear Jules talking about a lot, you have to stay close to the fire. And that's exactly what that means. Your environment is going to be the biggest determining factor in whether you succeed or not. And this is a really good environment to be in, because we're all committed to growth. And we're all very thankful that we're part of the business that builds who we are, not just our paychecks, but who we're becoming. All right. So that's it for tonight. I hope that you guys enjoyed the Jules Favorite Things call. I'm going to give away my prize, but I want to first thank all the Jules for sharing their top tips and for giving away these fun prizes. Hope you guys enjoyed this call tonight. I'm going to give away Okay, so when we were at Gold Getaway, one of my favorite memories was when Terry Richardson walked into mine and Christina's room, and like you could immediately smell her, and it was not her laundry detergent, it was actually her perfume. And so we were like, give us the perfume. It was Joe Malone perfume, which she got with her Bloomingdale's shopping spree earlier this year, and it smelled amazing. And so I immediately came home and bought some. And so tonight I'm giving away a travel size bottle of Joe Malone perfume and hand cream. And my winner for tonight is Brenda Baswell. Are you here tonight, Brenda? Is Brenda here?
No, but I'll stand in the gap for her.
You already got some.
I don't have the lotion. I really feel like it should be me.
Oh,
Also,
Brenda
I
is
feel like
here.
I'm an influencer tonight. Can I just say that?
You are an influencer here, Terry. You are. You are. Okay. Well, congratulations, Brenda. Shoot me your address on Messenger and I will ship that to you. All right. Merry Christmas, you guys. See y'all next week. All right. Bye.